And for a little bonus tip, I'll go ahead and show you how to close the opening. I'm going to use the white and I'll sew each one towards the middle. That way all of these ends, at least as many of them as possible, will be here at the end, right where it's attached to the body, so you can hide them easily. And this is a little bit different than what I showed you in the mattress stitch video because it's a cast on and a bound off end. And see here, there's a little bit of a gap, so I want to close that gap up before I start sewing. Take a small stitch over there to be right in the corner, and then we're going to sew them together, kind of mimicking an extra row of stitches. So we'll come into here as if we're taking a stitch. Let's see. I may need to actually secure this end first, as I see that it wants to come loose. There's a lot of intuition involved in knitting, and that does come with time. But one of the reasons I show you when I'm kind of making decisions on the fly like this is so that you can see how my thought process works and understand kind of the reason why some of these intuitive things are done. So I'm going to just secure this to the inside in here with a small knot so it doesn't come undone, but it's out of my way. And then I'll just tuck this inside. Nobody will ever know it's there unless they watch the video. And then up through that one. See how I grab both sides of that stitch? It's like a little V here. I'm going to go through both sides of that. And then back down through where I came out the time before. And through both sides of that one. So this one's like an upside down V that I'm going through. Back through where that one came out. And through both sides of this one. Same thing again, in through where it came out, through two little pieces of yarn there, and see how it kind of is mimicking? Like it's just another row of stitches. That's exactly what you want. And you can pull it fairly tight. You'll be able to feel, I think, when you've got it just right. Not so tight that it's puckered, but not so loose that it looks like that. Just pull it till right about there. And then you'll just keep going all the way across, kind of stopping once in a while to measure that the ends will match up when you get over here. If you want to use safety pins or straight pins along here, you can, if that makes you feel better. I tend to do a lot of finger pinning just because it's easier and faster. There's that yarn again. Let's tuck that out of the way. All right. And I really like this needle that has a slightly bent tip because it helps me when I'm doing this kind of stuff to kind of scoop it in there with a little bit less strain than if I use a completely straight needle. But if all you have is a straight needle, that's perfectly fine too. Here, this one looks a little weird. Yeah, that's where I want to go. Okay, I'm going to stop about there and then turn it over and come to the other side. Like I said, so all of the ends can meet up in the middle where they're easy to hide. Again, whichever side you're working with on the top or bottom, just make sure that as you go through the stitches, one is upside down. See how those are little upside down V's, and one is right side up. That will help the stitches match up a lot better. All right, there we are. We've met in the middle with everything. It's okay if this part's a little bit funky because remember that's where it will be attached to the body. You'll never see it once it's done. And I usually like to tie them all kind of in a little knot together, just so that I can know it won't come undone. I'll probably trim them a little bit shorter, but not too short because I am going to use one of them possibly to sew it on to the body. Never trim your tails until you're sure you're done with them.